Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, April 26th, 2021. My name is Aubrey and I'm back with my full moon in Scorpio astrological energetic outlook for today, and this energy will continue throughout the next couple weeks as we approach the new moon in Taurus that is coming up next. So I have labeled this report for today, this full moon energetic that we have going on, as intense reactions and profound transformations. And that is really what I think the essence of this is all about. We are in an extremely intense set of energetics right now, and this full moon might trigger unexpected behaviors and intense transformations and reactions to things. Since the new moon in Aries on April 11th, the energy has been building and triggering power struggles and big changes to be happening or to soon begin to start happening regarding the Taurus themes of money, relationships, resources, value systems, and things disrupting our peace and balance generally, the themes of Venus and Taurus. The full moon is the most emotionally motivated part of the month, as its frequency is having the strongest impact on our vagus nerve system that receives these energetics and runs through our bodies and our psyches, impacting our feelings and behaviors. And this moon is also a super moon, as it is both full and at the closest point to the earth for this full moon activation. The full moon is always about fully exposing things and full expression and releasing things. And this moon is extra emotional and reflective for multiple reasons that I will get into in this report. Aside from being very close to the earth, making it a super moon and full, this moon is also at the degree of 8 Scorpio. And that Sabian symbol, that energetic frequency that is being discharged by this degree, is the moon shining across the lake. So the moon for this full moon is specifically referencing itself and is shining across a lake. Water, emotion, and in Scorpio, that is deep water and deep emotion. The depths and crevices of the psyche and the complex and overwhelming nature of the feelings connected to them brought to light to be exposed and released is what we're dealing with this. So this moon is all about reflecting on and shining the light on and possibly expressing and releasing like deep pent up feelings. There are 5 planets in Taurus right now in opposition to the moon for this full moon in Scorpio. So we know those Taurus themes are what we are reflecting upon, what the moon is shining light on, and what we're reflecting. And the moon is shining the light and receiving the expression of all of them, of all of these planets. So, and we have the sun, we have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Uranus, and we have the black moon, all of those planets. So all of the weird and bizarre and surprising or out of the blue things that are happening with relationships and partnerships and information coming out and money and financial issues are having a big emotional impact, which in turn is perpetuating more of that generalized weirdness and shocks and surprises motivated by these intense reactions people are having to them. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto rules transformation and catharsis. Pluto is at 27 degrees of Capricorn today, a mountain pilgrimage, a difficult journey. And it's actually preparing to station retrograde on Tuesday, I believe. So the full moon in Scorpio, just as Pluto is preparing to go retrograde, makes me feel as though the light is making an intense effort to break through right now and to transform us, especially things regarding those Taurus themes, as well as secrecy, power dynamics, and control systems. Mercury today for the full moon is at the degree of 17 Taurus, a symbolic battle between swords and torches. There's a battle going on behind the scenes, or it may be very publicly if you know where to look, and it's for the minds of the people, and it's in the minds of the people. And this will have to do with information that comes out or pops up over the next 2 weeks as we close out this full moon cycle and our Aries new moon cycle. We have Mercury and Venus together. They're only 1 degree off today from each other. So that's information about relationships and money. Because of the proximity also to Uranus, shocks and surprises, likely this information will be surprising or unexpected. For example, if you're cheating at anything right now with the full moon in Scorpio and Pluto going retrograde and the moon at the moon reflecting on the lake degree, you're getting caught. Deceptive behavior and underhanded or secretive dealings in especially partnerships or relationships or financial dealings right now are not going to very likely remain hidden for very long right now. The word will get out. There might be a battle of what or how is said about it, but surprising and valuable news is just primed in the field right now. And along with intense emotional reactions and behaviors to those things. And I believe one of the things that's coming up right now has a lot to do with the audit in Arizona that's going on. And because of the nature of these energetics, if there was any underhanded or secretive or deceptive tactics at play with that whole situation, right now is not the time to try to be cheating on anything. Cheating on a person, cheating on a test, cheating on a election, I don't know. It's just now is just not the time, and things that have been done deceptively this full moon and all of these Uranus activations and the North Node in Gemini, it's trying to break this information out, and secrets, deception, and cheating are #1 targets for this right now. So aside from the depth of exposure of things we are preparing for as we move through this full moon and into the summer, there's also, though there's still something stopping things or holding them up and keeping them from moving forward in some way. Even though we have all of this mental activity going on and all of this desire for light to be shown and to expose things, we have all these like weird random things happening with the news and with love, money, and resources. This next 2 weeks, as we close out this cycle, something is still keeping us stuck for some reason, or in a state of like suspended animation, or just not being able to initiate or act or move forward for some reason. And I say this because of the degree of the sun today for the full moon. It's at that degree of 8 Taurus, and that degree is a sleigh without snow. So it's like the passive, feminine, emotional side of this energetic today, the moon, is extremely emphasized, even to the point of calling out the moon in her own symbolism for today. But the solar side, the solar aspect is stuck. And Scorpio and Pluto are in the signs of dark and the darkness. So the depth of this one is really intense, and there's something still holding us back a little bit, still holding us back to some extent for some reason. It's really, though, it's like a spiritual battle going on behind the scenes is really how I'm reading this. The battle of swords and torches. Mercury's talking about it. The information is that we are going to receive, it's like it's still being decided as we play out this month, what's going to come out. We already know, though, that the outcome of all of this is ultimately freedom of mind and spirit and the age of Aquarius. We know that because that's where we're heading. So we know the war has already been won, and anything that we're witnessing right now is really just the last battles being played out on our way to that victory. So we might expect slow progress over the next 2 weeks, as not only is the sun discharging this degree of 8 Taurus, a sleigh without snow, but we have all of these planets in Taurus and the moon in Scorpio in square to Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn slows things down and restricts and controls things. There is a force that's trying to exert external pressure in order to control or form or simulate the nature of the big changes or exposures that are coming out. There is something external that is trying to manipulate and control the nature of the way the exposures manifest and come out. And that we can see through Saturn squaring both the planets, the 5 planets in Taurus as well as the moon in Scorpio today for this full moon. Saturn is in a T-square in Aquarius, and then we have Taurus and Scorpio emphasized by the full moon. The only one out of the picture right now is Leo. The sun who's on pause at a sleigh without snow. So we know the solar aspect, the masculine and the active force right now is not the one that's going to be prominent over the next 2 weeks. But we are also in the new Aries cycle, so we still do have a lot of that Mars active force going on. So it will be interesting to see how this manifests and plays out. But we know that the feminine aspect of things is much more emphasized over this next 2 weeks. And so this T-square, this is restrictions, rules, control systems, creating tension between our emotions, the moon in Scorpio, and our external world. All of those planets, the sun, Mercury, Venus in Taurus with Uranus in the black moon. And this leads to intense reactions this next few days. It's the restrictions and the pressure on the people, Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, an exertion of force that is basically interfering with people's peace, balance, resources, comfort, money, and sense of security, all of those Taurus themes. So much so that it makes them want to snap. That's where we're at with this. Or also within relationships, any behavior that people feel like is restricting or limiting their freedom and personal self-expression in any way right now will produce more of that same, I'm about to snap right now reaction. That's, that's what this is pushing us towards, because it wants us to transform, and resistance creates change and transformation. So that's what this is all about. All the planets with Uranus right now across from the moon, okay? Uranus is our authenticity, and all the planets there, this is saying get in alignment emotionally, the moon, with your authenticity, the planets in Taurus with Uranus. We are very strongly feeling the intense desire to be able to be who we truly are right now. That moon reflecting on everything, all the originality that Uranus is forcing us to embrace and to get in alignment with, our authenticity. We're strongly feeling the intense desire to be able to be who we truly are, and anything clamping down on that or restricting or controlling that will face intense backlash with this full moon. Saturn is at 13 Aquarius as well, and that degree is a barometer, okay? So it's like Saturn is gauging the pressure and measuring just where we are on the scale of basically collectively losing it right now. Saturn is taking the temperature, taking notes, and checking where we're at, checking the pressure. Also remember, the moon is in Scorpio, and where is the black moon right now? Well, the black moon is in Taurus. So this is also a black moon day. Whenever, for the few days each month, when the moon is either in the sign where the black moon is or the sign opposite the black moon, that really triggers the black moon issues, especially for people who are strong in the energy of the sign of the black moon. So that would be anyone with their sun, moon, Chiron, or just generally stellium of planets in Taurus or Scorpio, or any of the fixed signs right now, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. You guys are being extra impacted right now by these changes just because everything is happening in the fixed signs. And if you have a lot of energy in the fixed signs, you're being activated through this as well. All right, now I have to refine my place. So yes, today is a black moon day as well, triggering subconscious issues. Remember, the black moon rules our subconscious mind. And in Taurus, these are issues of loss, lack of comfort, lack of love, not having security, not feeling valued, not feeling comfortable, like feeling like your contribution isn't, significant or valuable enough, and facing a lot of like really triggering emotional issues because of that. Those are all black moon and Taurus issues that are being brought to the forefront right now through this super, super, super duper energized full moon in Scorpio, opposite all the planets with Uranus and Taurus, and squaring Saturn in Aquarius. So that's another contributing factor to the intensity of this full moon and people just being generally triggered. And with that 8 degrees of Scorpio, the moon reflecting across the lake, it is very important, especially with the black moon being activated, not to project or reflect our own subconscious feelings and fears and shadow side issues onto others, as it could produce very unexpected and volatile outcomes with the Uranus placement and the Taurus planets and our Scorpio supermoon today at that degree and square to Saturn. So, the best use of this energy is introspection, analysis, and self-study. That's the most positive use of this energy, and that can be very helpful and significant in the future. This is really all about catharsis and deep, painful, and crucial transformation. We all are going through this. It's happening on the global scale. It's happening individually inside of us and in our relationships and in our lives. And this is what we're being pushed to and pushed into so that we can transform and really find our own true worth, our own personal value, our own personal contribution, step into our personal power, get in alignment with our authenticity so that we can create and bring forth the best of our potential and the best of ourselves to contribute to society and help build a new world going forward. That's what all of this is pushing us to, and that's what all of this is really about. But in the process of that, it brings a lot up, a lot that's been hidden in the shadows, a lot that's been shrouded in secrecy or manipulated or deceived. It's all got to come up, and it makes very, very deep and profound emotional impacts on us that triggers really intense reactions and profound change. But ultimately, that's the whole point. So this is where we're at. This is where we've come to, and this is what we need in order to really evolve to that next level and get a better view of ourselves and where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing and what the true state of things is, so that we move forward in better clarity, because bringing us to clarity, that's another major aspect of all of this. So another thing that we have going on today, we have Mars at 3 degrees of Cancer, and this is in a loose trine to the moon today. And this adds energy, willpower, passion, and motivation to our feelings. And another thing that this Cancer Mars does while we have the moon in Scorpio, it means that the moon and Mars are in each other's signs. And that means they're in mutual reception, and that means their energies are blended and they are working towards the same cause, and they're emphasizing each other. The moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this blending of the moon and Mars for our full moon today kicks it up even another level. This can be heated emotions and extremely deep and passionate feelings about things. Mainly resources, possessions, and relationships and values because of the Taurus-Scorpio axis, and that's really what that represents. So there is a very, very heated and intense emotional undercurrent running through this full moon dynamic tonight. Oh, and I should have said this in the beginning, the full moon is happening tonight around 11:30. So this energetic is going to be building throughout the day, and then tonight will be the full moon, and then tomorrow, going into Monday, I am expecting a very, very, very interesting week with a lot of things that happen to produce profound transformation and simultaneously intense reactions. And like I said, I'm seeing the Arizona audit that's going on right now playing into this in a big way. We had some major financial information come out last week with the rise of the capital gains tax and all of that really is like putting pressure on markets. We've also had a lot of speculation about the new medical technologies that they're injecting into people and the impact of that. There's been a lot of speculation and a lot of questions about things this past week, and I'm expecting as we move through this full moon and into the week that we're going to get a lot more answers about stuff. But remember, the sun is still at that degree, a slave without snow. So it might be a slow process and we might not get all of it, but I do expect some changes this coming week with all of this intensity. We're just going to see intense emotional reactions and displays, and also, like I said, really profound transformations of things, and that's where we're going. So the bottom line is profound transformation. And now let's kick it back to the new moon. We had Venus squaring Pluto at the new moon this year, talking about the valuable and value transformations that we would be undergoing, and that would be a major theme for this full year. And we have this again extremely emphasized by this full moon today. It's inside of us and it's outside of us in our world. We are entering a period of profound change and transformation and catharsis and exposure in the world. As the world prepares to go through this metamorphosis, the same is happening for us in our individual lives and experiences. So the full moon is here, and it is time to let go of the past and release the old ways and transform ourselves back into our truly authentic versions of ourselves. That's what this Taurus, with all of the personal planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, with Taurus, and then the black moon, it's all pushing us back into our authenticity. And it might be a really, really crazy, shocking, surprising path that we go on to get back there. But that's the nature of Uranus, and sometimes that's what's necessary in order to really get us where we're supposed to be and like wake us up. Remember, Uranus wakes us up. So we're waking up, we're transforming, we're having intense reactions, but that, I guess, is what we need to be in alignment and to prepare and to evolve into what we're going into. So this is happening with each of us individually and all over the world. And this is, like I said, what we must do to restore true peace, value, stability to ourselves and to the world. This is our initial transformation and really our metamorphosis as we co-create the Age of Aquarius together. You know, when those butterflies are going into their cocoons to transform into beautiful butterflies from crawling caterpillars, I think it's probably not that easy, and they have to go through a lot, and they have to put in a lot of work, and they really have to, you know, figure out what they're doing and what needs to be done in order for this metamorphosis and transformation to happen to their true full potential. And we're all like that right now. I mean, the same thing is giving birth. Like, it's difficult. It's a big transformation. It's not necessarily fun and it's not necessarily easy, but the outcome is just beyond anything that we could ever imagine. And that's what we're moving into. So we got a lot of emotional issues to deal with, and deep psychological emotional issues, and it's all related to those Taurus themes of what we truly need to feel stable and comfortable and of value and you know, safe, stable Taurus, all of those things. So we are going to watch and see what happens. It is a big full moon. There's a lot of energy. And we just, again, we want to be very, very mindful, because the black moon is activated, not to be projecting our insecurities, our fears, and our negative feelings or our shadow side issues onto others, because they're all going through their own issues too. And self-reflection, self-analysis, introspection, really working on ourselves and self-healing deep issues is the absolute best way to use this energy. So that's what I have for my full moon report for you guys today. We'll see what happens this week. I hope you guys liked the information that I've brought to you. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want, share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will be back here tomorrow to talk about our astrology, our astrological outlook for Tuesday. I'm wishing everyone a beautiful full moon. Don't be surprised by, you know, intense reactions that you see going on around you. We are really just going through a very, very transformative process right now, and it's not going to be easy, and it might not be pretty, but the outcome will definitely be worth it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.